A little bit of Scotland a stone's throw from Tiananmen Square. Welcome to the opening night of Johnnie Walker House, a 4-story emporium to Scotch in Beijing. If all this looks a little incongruous, it is rather, until you do the maths, because this is a society event. Chinese A-listers and Beijing's new mega-rich mixing with British businessmen who've something to sell. This is all about a UK company harnessing an opportunity from an entirely new market. People like Mrs. Zhao.
People will spend the money, no problem. Since China has opened up, a lot of people are now very rich and are starting to know how to taste the best.
To become a member here, you'll need to part with as much as £100,000 a year. For that, Chinese millionaires get their own blend and access to the man who must have the perfect name. Jim Beveridge is Johnnie Walker's master blender.
The whiskies used for Johnnie Walker Black Label were distilled 12 years ago, and I wouldn't have dreamt that they would have been consumed in this way in this kind of market.
Down in the blending room, we met Gilbert Gostin, the money cruncher in all this.
We give them exposure to the different, flavors in whiskey.
A man from Lebanon flogging Scotch to the Far East. Mr. Gostin is Diageo's Asia Pacific president.
What would that set them back?
$3,000 starting price.
And people pay that?
Yeah, it starts with $3,000 and it goes to $300,000 a bottle.
But there's more to all this than selling whiskey to China. Across town, we put the second part of Diageo's grand plan to the test. This is Baijiu, China's national drink, available in an endless number of brands everywhere. This one is now owned by Diageo. They're exporting it and reckon it'll be as big a hit for China as tequila was for Mexico. To find out the chances of that, we found China's answer to Scotland's Mr. Beveridge, Mr. Chen.
Very strong.
Very strong.
Yes. It tastes like the whiskey, like Scotch.
Do you like Scotch?
I like it.
It actually tastes nothing like Scotch, and so, yet to be convinced, I joined Mr. Lee and his friends for some further education.
Okay.
I welcome foreigners to drink Baijiu. They won't understand real happiness until they do. I often go to parties and drink foreign alcohol and get a headache afterwards. I prefer drinking Baijiu because it never gives me a hangover.
If only that was true. Mark Stone, Sky News in Beijing.